So the story I'm going to review today is from the autobiography of a formerly enslaved man named Friday Jones. And this story is about a conflict that Friday had with his owner about his wife. Friday was married to a free woman, and he would contract himself out to make extra money and farm a little extra to sell goods to make extra money to support his free wife and his children. And his owner was dissatisfied with this arrangement. I had pleasure with my wife and little ones for about 4 years when my troubles commenced. Colonel Jones was a white Southern man who believed in parting slaves and sending them where he pleased. He had 4 men, I was the youngest, and he parted all of them. I was out of his employ for 4 years working for the government of North Carolina, after which I fell back in his hands working on a farm and on the Raleigh and Gaston Railroad. He set out to part my wife and I, as he had threatened to do. I could not suit him. I could not get along with him. He was always abusing me and threatening to sell me. He aggravated me and tried my very soul. I was raised poor and hard as any slave, but the Lord had elevated me and made me feel that I was more of a man. I had all the craves for a wife and children, and I feel today that God gave me that woman to take care of her. For 52 or 53 years tells mighty well about us. Colonel Jones rebuked me on one occasion. I was dressing my wife finer than he was his wife. I answered him, "Master, that is my money. I work for it, and if I don't give it to my wife and children, what am I to do with it?" The troubles between he and I still increased. And on one occasion, when I got home in the morning from my wife's house, we met and had words. I replied, "Sir, I love my wife. You love yours. If you don't want me to go see my wife, just send me as far away as you can by land or water, for I am going at the risk of my life." At me. And we had a regular warfare that day. He tried to tie and whip me, but I would not let him. His wife came crying and begging me to submit to my master and to cross my hands and let him whip me just to save his word. I would not submit, and they sent off after the neighbors. He, his wife, and myself were shut up in her bedroom. By this time, I had got very mad. I was not going to hurt the old people, but I caught up a couple heavy chains and stood up behind the door, making up my mind to drop them, knock them down as soon as they came in. They sent a messenger telling them not to come in. God was in the midst. They turned me out, and we got along very well for about a year when another trouble broke out.